you are planning a summer getaway or camping trip at an Iowa lake this year, it's really important to check the DNR's website to make sure it will be a safe area to swim. KTIV's Nick Reese has more on the testing done each week, all in an effort to help protect vacation goers.
Each week throughout the summer, members of the Iowa Department of Natural Resources travel to every beach and test the water to make sure it's safe for swimmers. These tests include looking for cyanotoxins as well as E. coli.
When we think of E. coli, we often think of what happens at the grocery store, like an outbreak of that nature. We're actually looking at the entire group, and we use them as an indicator of potential fecal contamination, or actually it's, viruses and other bacteria as well as parasites. So we kind of use it as an indicator of what might be there.
In their most recent map, which is updated weekly, the Iowa DNR listed 8 lakes across the state that are not recommended for swimming. 2 of those were in Siouxland. Marble Beach on Big Spirit Lake and Black Hawk Beach at Black Hawk State Park are not recommended because of high E. coli levels. Although this beach behind me on the east edge of Black Hawk Lake is currently testing positive for E. coli, that likely won't be the case for long. Tests are conducted every week, and another beach on the lake is currently testing negative.
On any given week, we might have a couple of different systems across the state with an advisory at them, and they fluctuate back and forth. Sometimes we have rain events that trigger these things. Sometimes we have a large wind event, and that wave action can pull the bacteria into the system that we're testing.
Another thing that can affect these levels is the wildlife that lives by the lakes. And although it could be unsafe on the beach, those levels are likely different further out in the water.
The further you go away from shore, these bacteria levels drop off.
If you're looking to fish rather than swim, you're in luck. While levels at lakes could be temporarily unsafe for swimming, the fish are still safe to eat if you prepare them properly.
The main thing you want to do is make sure that when you clean your fish, that you rinse them properly with good fresh water and just handle that meat good.
In Lakeview, Iowa, Nick Reese, KTIV News 4.
And you can find a link to the DNR's beach safety map in this story right now on KTIV.com.